A.O. Smith. Proline models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a Proline unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call Bryant at 402-467-1111 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-467-1111.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstorats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Rashawn Jackson here for Bauer Underground, who has been serving local contractors and utility contractors all across the state since 1997. When you see the black and white trucks, you know the baddest dudes in the business have arrived. Bauer is currently looking for equipment operators, laborers, diesel mechanics, and aerial linemen. Join the brotherhood built on hard work, authentic people, and pedigree of success. Bauer, a family-friendly company who reminds you, go Big Red!
At Anderson Ford, we offer a 5-day return or exchange policy so you can make sure the vehicle you choose is the best vehicle for you. No pressure. Right now, take over $11,000 off a 2024 Ford F-150. Experience better at Anderson Ford. Stock number 1004296, MSRP of $66,645. Must finance with Ford Motor Company and have a qualifying trade-in approved credit. Tax, title, and license fees extra. Residency restrictions apply. Program subject to change. Must take new retail delivery from Anderson Auto Group by 11/13/24. See delivery details.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Hi, Sean Callahan here for Coppell Chevrolet GMC, wanting to thank you all again for your continued service. November is off and running. Check this out. Get up to $12,000 off or 0% financing on select new vehicles. We have great lease specials with new Trax and Trailblazers starting at $299 per month and new Blazer EVs leasing for $399. Great payments, discounts, and of course, 0% financing. So make that short drive down 144th Street or check us out online at CoppellCars.com. You'll be glad you did. All finance with approved credit, leases with $2,500 down.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bosson. Education is a cornerstone for strong, vibrant communities. I voted for the largest investment in education in Nebraska history. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and understand the valuable role of education in growing our community. This is Carolyn Bosson, and I will continue to support education in the legislature. Vote Carolyn Bosson on November 5th. Paid for by Bosson for Legislature.
Hey guys, it's Nick. Join 93.7 The Ticket this Friday night from Concordia University as we bring you Class B playoff action. The 2-seed Seward Blue Jays host 10-seeded Gretna East. Gretna East went 6 hours from home last Friday and upset Gering 44-7, while the Blue Jays hosted Lincoln Pius X and staved off an early exit with a 21-20 victory. Kickoff is slated for 7 p.m. with pregame coverage starting at 6:50. Join us this Friday for high school playoff action between number 2 Seward and number 10 Gretna East, right here on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NIPCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
Oh, that's right. Strick and Austin. I'm back, made it back from Kansas City in the wee hours of the morning. I'm glad to see that the show did not burn down in flames. No. I didn't think it was going to, but you just never know, you know? You just never know when you leave. Nick's kind of rusty.
You see how he does? He goes out of town, does his thing, comes back. See, Stricky comes back nice and calm. Stricky comes back, in a good mood and mode. He comes back because he knows it's shady day. The only reason he came back is so he can shade Stricky on shootout. That's the only reason.
I've never once shaded you on shootout.
Everybody on here
never
knows.
Once.
Everybody on here knows that what you do to me.
I give you a chance to win and you don't take advantage?
When I get hot, you always want to, think you're Kershaw or somebody or Otani or somebody throwing at the mound. That's what you do.
I'm Nolan Ryan. I throw that heat right past you.
Yeah. I know.
Straight fastball. You ain't touching it.
Mm-hmm. I was a fastball hitter, so you would have to throw changes and curves or sliders. That's the only way.
You didn't see my fastball.
I saw you.
That was 83 miles an hour straight gas, Stricky.
Straight
83 miles an hour.
Straight ephus.
No ride. None of it.
Straight ephus.
Probably. Yeah.
How was it?
Good. It was a good time.
Yeah, good time.
Arrowhead is both the best and the worst stadium I've ever been to for the NFL.
I need to understand that.
I've only ever been to Arrowhead.
Oh, understand.
No, it was good. Really good game presentation. Watch some good football. Bucks had the drive late to tie it up, and then Mahomes wins the toss. Obviously takes the ball and then marches right down the field and score. Good time with family. Shout out my brother-in-law and sister-in-law and their little kid dealing with car troubles on the way down. Great game. Appreciate the Chiefs. Fans were good. Seats were nice. Good. It was perfect too because it rained all the way down. Stopped like 15 minutes before kickoff. And then didn't pick up again until the fourth quarter.
There you go.
It worked out pretty well, Stricky. Worked out pretty well.
It was kind of chilly, yeah.
Not bad. I actually took my jacket off when it wasn't raining. So
okay.
Yeah.
Well, no breeze, no wind. Man. Everything went really good.
I'm not surprised.
Nick and I, we definitely went on a lot of things that's going on, what we're seeing, what we're hearing, what we definitely went into the presser in great length and detail with Coach Rule. And so that was something that the listeners definitely chimed in on and had thoughts of, and it looks like there's a new addition to the staff.
A couple of them, in fact.
Things, yeah. So, and then went to the game. We got an opportunity to put our eyes on the Huskers in the start of their season. So that was
What'd you think?
In a nutshell, I would say it was. They were kind of feeling it. It was kind of a feeler. Now, I would tell you that I was impressed by Berkey.
Okay.
And Burukdengel.
Good job, Tricky.
I was impressed. I'm impressed by his footwork as a big man. Like he was guarding guards and wasn't like letting them beat him. He was very skilled with his feet, and I like that. Wasn't able to really get a shot off. Anything like that, but he rebounded. He did some great things defensively. I like that. And you can tell he's able, made a backdoor pass, and he's able to push the ball and whenever he rebounds, which is a good sign. You can tell there is some issues as far as the point guard situation is concerned, but I do like Worcester.
Okay.
Because I love the big size, the body, the ability to get in the paint. The control, he plays with good control, solid pace. There's a calming effect with him, so that's good. Ulyss, but you can tell between the both of them, is not comfortable shooting.
Gotcha.
So that could be a hindrance down the road. And so other than that, there were some times where they looked kind of lost, but definitely Bryce got off to a really good start for the most part.
And finished pretty strong when they needed him.
Free throw shooting was dismal. Roughly almost 30 free throws?
They went 25 of 35, which is like 72, 72%.
Yeah, but it got better as it got later because it was not good early.
Because they were calling lane violations. So if you would miss one, rest would call. I've never seen so many lane violations in a game, and even though there might have been like 3 or 4.
Did your boy commit one?
No, he did not.
So, 16 of 23 in the first half and 9 of 12 in the second.
Yeah. And they turned them over, so they did some great things. There's some definitely things to talk about there, but I think there's a time where we'll dig a little bit deeper later on.
Well, it's now.
Oh,
Let's
we're
get
going
into
now?
it.
Let's
Let's
get
get into
into
it.
it,
Plenty
bro.
of other people have talked about the coaching news for Husker football, and we'll get into that in our next segment. Tried to watch back the highlights that I could, Stricky. The first thing that stood out to me was that kind of feeling out process. That, hey, this is our first game. It's one thing to practice our sets. It's one thing to run them against us. It's another to run them against an opponent. Starting with the offense for me, Strick, just looking at the box score, something that I don't think can continue if Nebraska wants to be successful offensively. 11 assists on 28 made field goals. There is one, maybe 1.5, 2 guys that I trust for Nebraska to go get a bucket on their own. If you're assisting on less than half of your field goals in that style of offense with this personnel, it's going to be a rough season offensively. That ball has to move more.
Agreed.
Agreed.
And I disagree with you. I don't think so. A team didn't have great size. They weren't, great defensively. Okay. But teams are going to be way better.
Yeah.
I didn't see anything from Nebraska that made me comfortable that if I really needed to get a bucket or a great shot, that they can break it down. It was all based off of the movement, the screens, the different, actions. It was very rare that, matter of fact, it was a struggle when it got bogged down or you got in a late clock situation. There was a little bit of struggle there. Yeah, they were able to do a few things, but again, it wasn't against a team that, like, if that was Creighton, I would be concerned because I think they're pretty good defensively.
Yeah, I mean they're more athletic than Nebraska, I think, and I think that they use Kalkbrenner better, right? That was something that I thought was pretty glaring. Strick Braxton Mia on the day missed the 2 shots he took, 0-3 at the free throw line as well. Only 4 rebounds as a 7'1", 250-pound guy. I mean, by far the biggest guy on the floor. Only 2 assists. He did not look comfortable in what Nebraska was asking him to do. He was dragged out on the perimeter offensively, and I'm sure he's a fine pocket passer, but you didn't involve him in a lot of pick and rolls. And then defensively, he got burned a couple times on the perimeter. That's not his game. I get that Fred Hoiberg and the staff aren't used to having a presence at the rim like Braxton Mia, but it doesn't do you any good to have a player like that and then have him dragged that far away from the paint. Nebraska didn't look like they were using him properly, especially defensively. And when Bryce Williams took a couple chances, it wasn't when Braxton Mia was in the game on the back line. It was when the non-rim protecting bigs were in there, which is probably some chemistry, fit, and feel sort of thing. But this is what we were talking about before the year. Does the personnel match the system? I think it's fair to say you and I both have questions on that still.
Yeah, there definitely are still some questions. I did like Andrew Morgan's ability with his back to the basket. I thought that was solid. You can definitely tell that a Esiason can stroke it. There's no doubt about it, but definitely needs help for the most part to get it off. And I'm still observing, still watching, still wanting to see, how they're able to work through it, especially in the early parts of this season. And so yeah, it's going to be interesting to see. I like Worcester in that he's a big guard, big body, goes and gets rebounds. He's not afraid to, which is very unusual for outside of Greasel when they had him, somebody like that who has the ability to go in there and pull down a rebound when they need it. He's efficient. He
just not from the free throw line.
It can't really, just not very good
weird.
there. It is weird, but a lot of his baskets came, outside of the 1-3, they came really on good sets, good breakdown. Realize you got a smaller guy on you. I will say that they did make some great adjustments, and that came from the point guard that I noticed. In that there were instances where they had mismatches, or Raleigh identified them and was able to work to try to get to them, which was something that we hadn't seen before. Yeah.
Shot selection. How did you see it? Did Nebraska take good shots for the most part? Did they get good shots? 57 total attempts, only 19 of them from 3. That's not necessarily the diet we're used to from a Fred Hoiberg team. How would you, on the first night, opening night, grade shot selection?
For the most part, pretty good. Yeah, for the most part, it was pretty good. I don't think there was a whole bunch of forces. I think they worked to them. There were some challenged ones that didn't necessarily have to be challenged, but they they tried to show the ball. They tried to get paint touches. They tried to figure out, and then ultimately sometimes it would come down to a guy coming off a screen. You're roughly 10 seconds, maybe just under, and you got to look, but it may not have been the best look, but you got a good look. It was okay, and so it wasn't bad. Yeah.
19 attempts from 3 is probably more in line with what I would guess Husker fans think this team should be doing, right? Especially with the personnel that they have. Maybe Boyik Tangel can stretch the floor, but it's not what he's best at. Maybe same with Morgan. Absolutely not for Mia. Juwan Gary taking 4 of them, probably on the upper end of what you want from him. Went only 1 for 4. Bryce Williams won't go 1 for 6 many days, right?
Yeah,
but
he had some good looks at a couple. A couple of them were kind of that situation kind of getting late where you come off a screen. But yeah, early, he'll be fine.
But I think we saw some of the issues with Nebraska going to a steadier diet of 2s for going into the post more, is that even though Nebraska was pretty darn efficient, right? I mean, in the first half, they shoot over 50%. In the second half, it's just a basket shy of 50%. It was a game to till the U4 because Nebraska was trading 3s for 2s. And I'm not saying Nebraska has to get rid of all the 2s, because I think that in a game like this, where Nebraska had so much of a size advantage on Rio Grande Valley, okay, you took advantage of the mismatches, right? You went inside, you hammered the paint, got a lot of paint touches, were relatively efficient when you got in there. But Nebraska's lack of athleticism, a lack of ability to recover out to the perimeter, and just not taking that many 3s, you saw the danger for Nebraska. It has to shoot that percentage on 2s. It has to get into the lane at that rate and finish at that rate to be able to hang with some of the better shooting teams that they'll see down the line, probably starting with Creighton coming up soon.
Yeah. That is something that they're going to have to figure. And it's guys like I think there's guys like Griffiths, there's guys like Asesian, obviously. We really haven't seen Burke shoot yet. He has capabilities from it. He just hasn't been able to do it. Morgan shaky, but he can do it. And again, Juwan and those type of guys, Bright. I just don't know what you're going to get out of the point guards. I think there's going to be some inconsistencies there, but they'll have nights where they'll hit some. But I think they're very good at understanding their roles right now. They understand kind of what their roles are. And that's good early to kind of know that. And I really think they need to get into transition more. Like I think in a couple of instances they push to Juwan, let him. I think that's where he'll be very effective. Is give him opportunities by pushing. Now I can also tell you, they had a really good push. They had a great lane run by Braxton Mia, and it was push right. I think hit left, drive. Mia coming trail. You got to throw the lob for the big fella. You gotta throw the. It was right there, and they drove, and then they tried to do some base, like big fella runs. Get him a touch.
Yeah,
and it's get him in the lob,
reward him,
throw it up there. You know what I mean? So there's some things in their transition that could be a little bit better.
Juwan Gary in transition, I think, is going to be interesting because I don't think that Nebraska should need his rebounding as desperately as it did last year. Right? Juwan Gary was so important when he was floating and rebounding. No one was floating and rebounding. We know what he did on the offensive glass on the road at Kansas State last year. But Strick, because Nebraska is just bigger across the board, hypothetically, they should be a better rebounding team. They win the rebounding battle in this game, ended up 42-32, 31-23 on defense, and then 11-9 on offensive rebounds. Rio Grande Valley actually had more second chance points than Nebraska did. But just because Nebraska doesn't have to rely on Juwan Gary, it's not us saying that, oh, he needs to get out in transition more so he can float. No, Juwan Gary needs to go that extra step, that extra effort, still get a body, still check out. And then those first 3-4 steps, he's got to fly down the court. If he wants touches consistently on offense, he's got to earn them by boxing out on defense and then beating his man down the floor with a point guard with vision that'll push and see him.
Yeah. I mean, there's not really much to elaborate. I mean, you're in essence saying some things that I agree with. So yeah, no doubt.
That was the second victory of the day for the Huskers at Pinnacle Bank Arena. Of course, the women start the day off at noon. They win it by 40, the 23rd ranked Lady Huskers, 88-48 over Omaha. Big moment for Alexis Markowski. She's now the program's all-time career leader in double-doubles. She puts up 14 points and 11 boards in just 21 minutes against the Mavericks, 7 of 8 from the floor to start the season for her.
They got off to an 18-2 lead. That's jumping right. That's the type of stuff you got to do to teams that you know that you're better than. And,
That 26-4 second quarter.
Yeah. And then you have a size advantage. You have a skill advantage in different areas, and you dominated in those areas that you should. And that's like, for example, Nebraska dominated in the paint, 58 to 30 points in the paint, which is. That's huge. That's huge. Shout out to Alexis Markowski. I got a chance to talk to Andy at the game. Andy was doing the a call for the game with the
Big Ten Plus.
Big Ten Plus. So I got a chance to talk to him, and he's excited about the ladies in his house and life and the things that they're doing and how well they're playing. So shout out to her for getting her 31st career double-double, which breaks a record and ties a record.
Right. Other aspects that stood out to me, Strick. Allison Widener makes her return to the court, plays pretty well. You just see things just run better when she's out there. Good player, but I think that the team chemistry, what she brings defensively, is there. And of course, the debut of Britt Prince, plays 23 minutes, ends up with 10 points, 6 shots, 5 assists. Right. Britt's a little bit bigger for a guard, only 1 rebound. Again, maybe you want more of that down the line, but I think 5 assists as a freshman in her debut. I thought she played under control. I thought she handled the moment pretty darn well.
That's good. And that's good to see, especially early on. You get in, you handle yourself, you're poised, you're in control. Because there can be a tendency, especially playing in Omaha, against Omaha. And it could be where you want to get your thing off.
Yeah.
Pause. It's no different than I remembered when we went back to play Creighton, and we're playing at the Civic Auditorium, which is their home at the time. And you want to you get ready, you get right. I remember I had a thunderous dunk during that game, so I was hyped. But you want to perform, you want to do well, you want to win. I think it doesn't necessarily mean how much points, but how effective you are in the game. And I think that she did that during that game.
I'd have to agree. 3994 says men sure look like they mismasked. Yeah, again, just a guy that ties everything together. Knew the system, fit in pretty seamlessly. And then 3994, Stricky, do you see that Tar Heel game last night? Elon exposed the heels a little bit.
I didn't see the heels game.
I was tied at 69 with 7 minutes to go.
Really?
Before Carolina pulls away. Let's just say
a dangerous start there.
Let's just say the team down the road didn't have those problems.
Well, I'll tell you something that had a problem is Mark Few put his son in the game trying to get him a little garbage time against Baylor, and somebody
DJ
said,
Edgecombe.
"Welcome,
DJ Edgecombe." That's a top 5 pick in the NBA draft.
Yeah, welcome.
Woo! Dang. Wisconsin was down big early, came back to win. Rough night for the state of Texas, though. Baylor gets blitzed by 38. Preseason top 25, Texas loses to Ohio State in Vegas, I believe.
Texas A&M loses to UCF.
Hey, I was getting there, Ellie. You're on it.
Okay, Ellie.
Yeah.
I see
you.
By 3.
64-61.
Yeah, that
rough night.
That one made me happy.
Yeah, that's tough.
Why did it make you happy, Ellie?
Not a huge fan of it.
So I looked around. I looked around the landscape as well, and you saw a lot of Big Ten games. Obviously Michigan State with Frankie Fiddler out of Bellevue up there didn't play very well his first night. St. Thomas did okay. He did okay out for USC, and then didn't get many minutes for William Kyle down at UCLA. Only 11 minutes for his game with no points, but some rebounds. So I kind of peeked in a little bit about them. I didn't get to see what happened with Louisville, but I know Chucky and the crew, I think they got it done, if I remember correctly.
Yes, I believe they did. Final score in the Louisville game, 93-45 final score. Louisville opens up the Pat Kelsey era in style. Chucky Hepburn's final line, he only takes 3 shots, 1 of 3. The make was from 3, but 5 of 5 on free throws, 1 rebound, 4 assists.
So, yeah. Doing Chucky things. Terrence Edwards Jr., Hadley was good, and Scott was also good for Louisville there. Let's go to break, Stricky. Let's hit the elephant in the room. Additions to the Nebraska football coaching roster. Not in on-field roles necessarily, but a couple consultants found their way to the 402 today. One helping out the offense, one helping out the defense. We'll talk about that in just a sec. This is On the Block, brought to you by our great friends at Nebco. Keep chiming in with your thoughts at 402-464-5685. That's our starter Heyman Jewelers text line.
Tipsy Tina, shout it out.
Yeah, how about him?
Boy.
How about him?
Came through for a broad today.
Woo.
Thank you.
Buffalo
Ooh, they
chicken.
were slamming.
Slamming.
Yeah.
8th and Q. Get you some. Taco Tuesday. Strick, Austin, Ellie, this is On the Block. Back in a sec.
The following is a test of the emergency alert system.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
There are moments in life, surrounded by family and friends, when you realize this is what it's all about. For 65 years, the Riddles family has been creating jewelry to capture these precious moments, crafting one memory at a time to last forever. Now, join them in celebrating Riddles Jewelry's 65th anniversary with incredible savings. Enjoy up to 30% off engagement rings. And for a limited time, save up to an additional $700 on your ring purchase. At Riddles, they're more than jewelry. They're here to help you create moments that truly sparkle, surrounded by the people who matter most. Family owned. Today, tomorrow, forever. Riddles Jewelry.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps. Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers throughout the day with patchy fog possible. Otherwise, partly sunny and a high around 54. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 36. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly cloudy skies and light winds with the high around 55. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fletcher from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Get rid of pesky critters once and for all with Bats to Rats. Their expert team is here to help you reclaim your home. No more sleepless nights caused by crawling critters or flapping wings. Bats to Rats ensures a safe environment for every family member. Check the website at batstoRats.com for amazing offers. And if you mention this ad, you'll receive $10 off your initial inspection cost. Call Bats to Rats today at 402-781-8691. That's 402-781-8691. Bats to Rats.
Your home is your empire. Protect it with Empire Fence. Get a free instant quote with the online estimating tool at empire-fence.com. See an upfront estimate with no hidden fees. An Empire Fence can provide privacy and improve the appearance of your home. Keep kids and pets in or out of your yard. Increase security and add value to your property. Visit empire-fence.com now to view the stylish and maintenance-free possibilities for your home and get a free instant online quote. Let Empire Fence protect your empire.
Empower a child today with the Teammates Mentoring Program. Hope is only a conversation away when you choose to share your talent, time, and heart with a child. Together, you can build a relationship based on strengths and chart a brighter future, 1 week at a time. Find out how you can be a mentor by visiting LincolnTeammates.org. Become what you needed as a kid by joining the Teammates Mentoring Program today.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Yes. We're back on the block. It is me and not Tricky Nicky. You know, my guy came back, Austin Orman. What's up, my friend?
Oh, there's a lot up, Stricky.
There's a lot up, and we're definitely going to talk about what's really going on right down the way, about a few blocks at Memorial Stadium. And we're going to talk about the new additions, and I'm not talking about Ronnie, Bobby, Ricky, and Mike, and Johnny. We're not talking about them. We're going to talk about the new additions that the Nebraska Cornhuskers have added to their staff. And, just a short, brief thought. A lot of us have ideas and thoughts that we believe that they need to make a move.
Mm-hmm.
I think Jay mentioned in the crossover yesterday that we both think that firings in the middle of the season doesn't do anyone any good.
Mm-hmm.
It throws a whole bunch of stuff into the mix. I think the additions are a way to help in that. I'll elaborate a little bit more, but what they added is both on the offensive side of things as well as on the defensive side. Dana Holgerson and Phil Snow will be coming in as consultants. For me, right? I want to hear your thoughts first, and then I'll give you kind of how I feel about what this can potentially mean for Nebraska football coming to the end of the year as well as moving forward.
First of all, is there a difference between a firing and a demotion for you and Jay? If you take responsibilities away from a coach but keep him on staff, is that just as bad as a firing or not quite as bad as a firing?
I think it's a tactful way of doing things. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It doesn't ultimately disrupt because it's still a voice. It's still a mind.
Mm-hmm.
It's still someone that gives you the same type of flow.
Mm-hmm.
I think position coaches are a lot more difficult to do.
To demote. Probably easier to fire.
Easier to fire, more difficult to me to demote.
Mm-hmm.
Because if they're still around, maybe someone doesn't feel that they have a great rapport with the person, and they still may not come out of their shell. Sometimes a new voice, a new face can bring to life a body, a mindset that's kind of just lulling and going through the motions or whatever the case may be.
Yeah. I'm going to start with the defense before we dive into the offense, because I think there's more to get into with the offense. I don't know how I feel about this if I'm Tony White, bringing in outside eyes, right? I am on the record as saying the defense needs to be one drive better. Sometimes just one play better, right? Phil Snow is the guy we all presume was Matt Rule's first call to be his defensive coordinator at Nebraska, because Phil Snow worked with him at Temple, at Baylor, and then again in Carolina, right? So this is the guy Matt Rule knows dating back to their time at UCLA from 2001 to 2002. Rule was a assistant coach of some sort under Phil Snow at UCLA. So they go back a long time. They know each other. Matt Rule clearly trusts him. So on the one hand, I don't mind Matt Rule bringing a guy that he clearly trusts in to get eyes on the defense, even if it's not what Phil Snow himself was running necessarily, just to say, hey, let's just get a fresh set of eyes on this, right? UCLA did some stuff to us. Indiana did some stuff to us. And we played pretty well against Ohio State, but we might have gotten away with a few busts as well. So on the one hand, I get it, right? But if you're Tony White, I would like to think Tony White's an adult, right? He's not going to feel threatened by it, but he has to look out for himself as well. There's a part of me that thinks, yeah, Tony White's fine with him. Would it be maybe Tony White's idea? No. Will he love it? Maybe not. But I think Tony White also, at least the way he talks in press conferences, is looking for those edges, right? Still wants to be an elite defense, not just a pretty good to good sort of defense. There's also part of me that says, hey, I presume that this guy was Matt Rule's first call. Now he's bringing him in. Is it to babysit me? Is it to talk about me behind my back? It's just human, right? When you bring in someone from the outside during week 10 of the season. And of course, we know all the smoke around Tony White being a head coach, right? Certainly saw it after last offseason, ends up not taking the job. With the way the defense has been performing, it's fine. Has it gotten better? I wouldn't say it's gotten better. It's probably maintained what it's done from last year. I don't think that just those pure raw numbers should be enough to, discourage a candidacy, right? Because there's a lot more to being a head coach than the numbers you put up, right? It's about how do you relate to players? How do you handle the organization of it? How do you communicate? What's your recruiting philosophy and all that? And I'm sure Tony White's still the same guy in a lot of those areas, even if the numbers defensively are the same. So I could see that one going either way.
Pause. Are you about to shift?
Yes.
Okay. Staying on the defensive side. To me, it's a dual way of thinking. I think on the defensive side, I think it's literally most likely twofold. One, just eyes. Just maybe I'm not, because I can't be everywhere.
Right.
If I'm Rule, I can't be everywhere, but I do want to show top brass that I'm doing something.
Yeah.
Not even that it's fake or it's fraudulent or not even
just
that it's just for show, right? You want to show that you're doing everything that you can as a leader, and you're just not allowing things just to happen and go unchecked. Okay, that's one. Two, I think there is a potential thought, because he's around him. Maybe Rule has some form of a feeling that Tony White wants to be a head coach. He may want to bounce. He may be entertaining some of these, calls that
offers,
are probably going to come in the near future. It's very possible, right? So you want to have, guess what? Somebody where the young men see his face. The recruits are able to know who he is. The recruits, he's able to talk, not necessarily recruit them, but, when they're in for visits and so forth, just introductions and so forth, like stuff like that. It's good to have somebody there in that by that means. So I think it's different, and you'll understand when I say what I say about the offensive side. Go ahead.
Really quick, a couple things from the text line here. Ryan in Nashville. I'm literally never drinking the Kool-Aid again. All right. Well, lost one. And then 8018 says, was Phil Snow at UCLA when Tony White was playing there? They might already know each other. No. Tony White finished out at UCLA, I believe, in 1999 or 2000, and Phil Snow was at UCLA from 2001 to 2002. So maybe they crossed paths or bumped into each other, but not the same way that Snow and Rule were together.
There you go. So that's my thought on that. Shift.
Offensively, Dana Holgerson. This was the name Strick that was hot in the offseason. Oh, he's around. Nebraska's having conversations with him. Don't know if the time wasn't right or not the right opportunity or whatnot, or if it was just really just exploratory conversations to try to get the ball rolling. But this is a move I think a lot of Husker fans would have been okay with to start the year, whether it was Holgerson as offensive coordinator or quarterbacks coach or as an analyst, whatever it is, I don't know. But he was confirmed to be in Lincoln as of yesterday, right? So he's here. Pete Thamel of ESPN ends up breaking the news. And Strick, this is an offense that's in rough shape. We know that. 107th offensively in yards per play, 99th nationally in yards per game. If you look at just Big Ten conference ranks, this again from the Pete Thamel article, just in the 6 conference games, Nebraska's number 12 overall in total offense. So that's, bottom 2/3 of the conference right there. 14th in rushing offense, not much better in passing, only number 11 right there. Dana Holgerson has his roots as the air raid guy, right? Studied under Hal Mumme and Mike Leach.
Put up some numbers.
Put up some real numbers at all his various stops, whether it was as head coach or offensive coordinator. And I think the obvious conclusion to jump here that we can make, Strick, is Marcus Satterfield's got to watch out. That seat warmer got cranked up from maybe level 1 to level 3 or level 5, whatever your car goes up to. I'm not so sure, because clearly this isn't a move to demote Marcus Satterfield right now. If you were going to demote Marcus Satterfield and take play calling responsibilities away from him, guess what? You already have a co-offensive coordinator in the building in Glenn Thomas, the quarterback's coach you hired. Is it still on the table? I guess you can't rule it out. But I think that Nebraska is sticking with Marcus Satterfield as play caller, at least for now. I think Matt Rule, like you've said, like Jay said, and I think like people have noticed, is not going to make a rash move to fire a guy in season. Mm-hmm. And clearly he's tight with Marcus Satterfield, right? They've coached together quite a bit. They're buddies, right? Mm-hmm. Not conspiracy theory time, but let's dig a little bit deeper than just Holgerson's going to replace Satterfield. My gut tells me Matt Rule still wants Marcus Satterfield on staff. Marcus Satterfield gets demoted in the offseason. He'll stay the tight ends coach. Dana Holgerson takes over as offensive coordinator and wide receivers coach.
So that's what I was, basically alluding to. It's different, I think. One side is more so, let me just put some eyes on it. Let me just see where it is. But also let me have something here just in case this bounces. The other side, I think it's more change without change. You know what I mean? Yeah. Like the writing's on the wall, change without change. And so now it's just figuring out how we can get better in these specific areas. I definitely think the wide receiver situation needs to be addressed. Whether that's Holgerson or not, I think it definitely needs to be addressed. And like you said, I think he likes having sat around. There's a lot of trust there. He still believes him as a coach. Yeah. It's just sometimes coaches in certain positions just don't do as well. Doesn't mean that they can't coach. It doesn't mean that they're not good at what they do. And in a different situation, it'd probably be pretty solid. I think the tight end situation is a place where we need someone to, because it's still, for me, it's still kind of shaky.
Couple things from the text line here before we get to the shootout, where all the questions are fair. Don't worry, I ran them past Rico, so no complaining about the shootout today. Let's see here. Husker. I'm sure Matt Rule wouldn't have brought both of these guys in without talking to his guys first to just let them know, hey, this is just for a fresh set of eyes.
Yeah.
Probably.
I think so. Probably. You're not good if you don't. But go ahead.
But maybe he says, nope, this is my call. I don't know. Matt Rule seems like a communicator and like a collaborator, but maybe he is just fed up and ready to just get a fresh set of eyes. And again, it seems unlikely that he wouldn't talk to them, but you just never know. Again, this is a lot of pressure that he's under right now, right? Maybe he made the call, didn't think about it. Rico played it for me. Massive.
That tells you a lot. That sigh, I mean, it was a deep sigh. It wasn't like a thoughtful sigh or it was.
I was waiting for the question. You gave it to me. Now I got to answer it. Travis says, Holgerson is Mark Whipple light. He's a pass-first offense, and when you don't have a run game now in a conference, you have to run the ball. There are better options out there. Maybe, potentially. Let's also not forget that Jeff Brom won 9 games without a run game, right? And I get it. Nebraska's not Purdue. I want Nebraska to run the ball more than Purdue. but don't say it doesn't work, at least to more of a degree than we've seen from Nebraska so far. C. Munden, I still think Tony White is taking a head coach job somewhere next year, so it could be a smart move by Rule. And I think Satterfield is getting demoted to tight ends coach. And so for that reason, Holgerson takes over the OC job. We got a Keith Williams mentioned to coach receivers. And Isaac says Satterfield has maintained offensive ranking consistently since South Carolina. It's not good and it's not new. Part.
Sways also throws out, and y'all would have to give some insight on this. James Shebist for special teams coach, I guess. I don't know who that is. Sways. But whoever James Shebist is, I gotta say, I think our special teams does need an upgrade in a lot of ways. We're still getting no net yards out of the punt game. We're getting blocked punts, block field. It's something there that I think we definitely need to be better at.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so I don't know if James Shebist is the guy, but shout out to you.
Nebraska tried. It was the Kansas State guy, Snyder's kid for special teams coordinator, but he ended up passing on it at one point.
I know we got to go, but
yeah,
I actually like this take from Jim Philippi.
What you got, Jim?
Jim says Holgerson could introduce drills, concepts, and routes designed to get receivers open quickly and improve yardage per play, which would add balance to our offensive attack. I have to agree with you. Now, I'm not in depth on Dana Holgerson in his style of coaching, but I've always said our route combinations are very bland. And I watch a lot of football, and I see route combinations in ways that they're able to scheme guys open
and quickly.
Right?
Yeah.
And
Nebraska hasn't had that.
There's just no way we can be that bad in the red zone. It should not be. When you have big, strong, physical receivers, some quick too, you've got to figure out a way. And it's just too bland. It's too easy. It's so simple to read that we're so bad. We can't be that bad if you're trying to build a program that's trying to go to another level. You can't.
Especially if you think you upgraded the talent like you did in the offseason. Especially if. So, there's a lot there. We will certainly keep monitoring the situation. We're also going to monitor the shootout with Strick. We need a contestant. Call 402-464-5685. It'll be 4 questions for Strick. Then it'll be 4 for you. Whoever gets more points at the end. Well, I guess Strick doesn't win the $30 to Wings and Rings. You're staying away from it. You're in good shape, Stricky.
I'm winning it. I'm taking it today. We're not doing an extra. I'm winning the money if I win. No, I'm a generous giver. I'm going to give it away.
We'll see about it. Need a contestant, need a caller, 402-464-5685. That is how we'll wrap up hour 1 of On the Block.
Hi, this is Investigator Joe Villamonte with the Lincoln Police Union, asking you to vote for Carolyn Bosin for legislator. As a prosecutor, Carolyn Bosin has always supported law enforcement to keep our community safe. Carolyn Bosin has the experience we need. Carolyn Bosin is the only choice for legislator to keep our community safe. Join the law enforcement community in voting to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bosin on November 5th.
Paid for by Bosin for Legislature.
At Parkview Animal Hospital in Lincoln, it's not just the professional care that sets them apart, but their warm staff and state-of-the-art facilities. Whether it's for a routine checkup or a comprehensive medical procedure, at Parkview, your pet isn't just another number, but a valued member of their caring family. Visit them at pahlincoln.com today and in person just south of 14th and Pine Lake Road. Parkview Animal Hospital, your pet, our passion. For happier, healthier furry friends.
Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits is your place in North Lincoln to go for all your needs in wine, spirits, and beer. They also have a large variety of cigars in their walk-in humidor, and they have a top-notch walk-in, temperature-controlled, high-end wine bar. Plus, you can enjoy free samples from their tasting book. There's only one place to go for all your needs for wine, beer, spirits, and cigars. Wall to Wall Wine and Spirits on North 27th Street in Lincoln.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
Davis Plumbing is a locally owned company specializing in a wide range of plumbing services for both commercial and residential customers. Davis Plumbing has been in business for over 15 years and has a team of experienced plumbers ready to help you with any project, big or small. Customer satisfaction and peace of mind is their number one priority. So for any commercial or residential project, give Davis Plumbing a call today at 402-525-6922. Davis Plumbing, locally owned and operated for over 15 years.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
The Link Grill, Draft, and Crafts is your spot in Southeast Lincoln for great food and drink. They're serving new menu items and a killer craft cocktail menu with your favorite draft beers. You'll love their pizza and new entree options. It's a great place to watch any live events, and they have music bingo every month. They have an aggressive loyalty program that rewards fans with 7% back on all purchases. Home of the Nebraska Power Hour every night from 8 to 9 p.m. Order online at thelnkgrill.com or stop in at 84th and Highway 2 today.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in Southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or Northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting WeFixBasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit OStreetCarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
College football in Lincoln, America. The time has come. Start your game day off right with the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Join the ticket crew as they bring you all the coverage you need to get you ready for the action. It's the A1 Automotive Ticket Tailgate pregame show. Brought to you by General Fire and Safety, Raisin Canes, Perch Merch, Sunbelt Rentals, Mullen Motors, Select Plumbing, and the Kindler Hotel. On 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
It's time to play Shootout with Strick. Call now, 464-5685, to take your shot against Eric Strickland. Shootout with Strick. Brought to you by Buffalo Wings and Rings.
Time to play the game.
But we're getting a caller on the line. Stricky's not ducking it today. But you wanted that smoke, Stricky. You're feeling good, you said.
I'm all right today. I'm feeling pretty good. I'm feeling pretty good today. I'm looking forward to it.
Just pretty good? Feeling really good.
I'm feeling pretty good.
Pretty good? Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. Feeling pretty good today, man.
How'd the gym or sauna day today?
The what?
Gym or sauna day for you today?
No, not today.
Day off?
Today's,
recovery
kind of vote day and got out and did all of that. And so, yeah, man.
There we go.
Yeah.
I like that for you. Let's go to our Honda of Lincoln hotline to bring in Neil. Neil, how are you?
Good. How are you guys?
We are doing great, Neil. Are you familiar with the rules of the shootout?
Oh, yeah.
Perfect. Hold on the line. We'll get Stricky his questions, and then we will get to you. All right, Stricky.
Right on.
Here we go. Your round starts in 3, 2, and 1. He was Dana Holgerson's quarterback at Houston when he was head coach. De'Aaron King or Clayton Tune?
King.
It was Tune.
He was Houston's leading receiver in 2022. Tank Dell or Nico Collins?
Nico.
It was Tank. He led Baylor in sacks in 2018. Terrell Bernard or James Lynch?
James.
It was Lynch, and he was Texas Tech's leading receiver in 2007. Texas Tech's leading receiver in 2007.
What was his name?
What was his name, Stricky? I'm asking you.
4, 3, 2, 1.
Battle.
No.
Crabtree?
Crabtree. Michael Crabtree.
I could not think of his name. God darn it!
Sherman snatched his chain. Not in college, but
I freaking knew it. I'm like, what the freak is his name?
Neil, no bonus point, but you get kudos for that one. Okay, you need 1 to tie. You need 2 or more to win. Sound good?
Sound good.
Okay, Neil, your round starts here in 3, 2, and 1. He was Dana Holgerson's quarterback at Oklahoma State. Brandon Whedon or Zach Robinson?
Brandon Whedon.
Yep, he was Dana Holgerson's quarterback at Houston when he was offensive coordinator. Case Keenum or Kevin Cobb?
Oh, let's try Keenum.
It was Keenum. He led Temple in sacks in 2015. Hassan Reddick or Tyler Makatevich?
Hassan Reddick.
It was Makatevich, and he was West Virginia's quarterback in 2011.
2011.
Ellie, can you turn the music a little bit? What was that, Neil?
I don't got one. I don't have it.
That's all right. You beat him 2-1. The answer, Geno Smith in 2011.
Oh, I freaking knew that. I could not pull that name out of the hat. I knew it.
Mm-hmm. I asked Rico that question, and he said he was going to say Pat White before he backtracked to Geno Smith.
Yeah. That makes sense now. I just confused on the years.
Hey,
man, he's old.
I know, isn't he? Like, he was in college in 2011. He's still balling in the NFL.
That's wild.
That's awesome. Yep, Neil, congratulations on the win. Hold on the line. We'll get your information. You win the $30.
Thanks, man.
Yeah.
All right.
You're close, Stricky. You're right there.
Man,
right there.
I was feeling, I hate that.
I was being a little tricky, just a little tricky. I'll admit to it, right? De'Aaron King left just before Clayton Tune. But to be fair, Kevin Cobb left the year before Case Keenum, and Nico Collins went to Michigan, but he plays for the Houston Texans. So,
yeah, it ain't funny.
Kind of funny, actually.
You know what? You're playing next time.
Here, we'll do the tiebreaker.
I just think it's so funny how mad
we'll do the tiebreaker.
No.
You're playing.
We'll do the tiebreaker.
Yeah.
See if Ellie's as smart as she thinks she is.
I'm not.
Okay, Stricky.
I never said I was. I just think
Stricky
it's so
will
funny
give
how
the
mad
number.
you get.
Ellie will go over, under, or push.
Okay.
How many career touchdown passes did Case Keenum throw in college? How many career touchdown passes did Case Keenum throw in college?
74.
Stricky says 74. Ellie, over, under, 74, or push?
Under.
Point, Stricky. Try 155.
Good gosh.
I had a 50-50 chance.
And you had a 33% chance. You could have pushed as well. Case
I was never
Keenum,
gonna push.
the college football record holder with 155 touchdown passes in 4 years. Most of that under Dana Holgerson at Houston. I guess he did play 5 years, only 3 games as a junior. Yeah, he went 14 touchdowns, 10 interceptions as a freshman, 44 and 11 as a sophomore, 44 tutties, 15 picks as a junior. 2010 only plays in 3 games, so he uses his medical red shirt. And then as a senior, Stricky, 48 tutties against 5 picks.
Wow.
Still holds college football records for completions, 1,546 completions, 19,217 yards, and 155 touchdowns.
That's amazing.
Put up numbers under Dana Holgerson.
That's what we need. I don't care what anybody says. We need something like that.
It might have just walked in the door.
We'll see.
Plenty more to get to in hour 2 of the show. We'll get to some college football news. We'll get to some NFL news. The trade deadline is passed. If a trade's not reported to the league by now, Road Strick say, no. That's what Strick would say. They might come rolling in after the deadline if they've been reported to the league. We'll get to those in the second segment. We'll go through the weekend in college football when we get back here to On the Block. Are you a skilled mechanic looking for your next big opportunity? Constructors is hiring. We're looking for experienced mechanics to join our family-owned team. We offer competitive wages, great benefits, brand new service trucks, OEM-level diagnostic software, and career growth opportunities. Positions include lead and A-level mechanics for our shop and multiple field technicians. If you're driven and ready to grow with a company that's been around since 1908, apply today at constructorslincoln.com.
This is Lincoln's home for sports talk on the FM dial. Also online at theticketfm.com.
On the internet.
KNTK FM Firth, 93.7 The Ticket.
Is your heating system ready for cooler weather? Call Bryant to schedule your fall heating check. No matter what brand, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Hi, I'm State Senator Bo Ballard. I was born and raised right here in Lancaster County. I understand the value of hard work by being involved in our family business. I built my own company, creating jobs right here in our community. Nebraska families and business owners need lower taxes, more affordable health care, and a great education system. That is why I fought for the largest tax cut in Nebraska history, reduce the cost of health care, and help pass the biggest investment in our public schools. I'm Senator Bo Ballard, and I humbly ask for your vote on November 5th, paid for by Ballard for Nebraska.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Hi, it's Joel Norman, the voice of your Lincoln Stars hockey team. Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket to hear the latest on the Stars with myself, head coach Rocky Russo, and special player guests.
Ryan, with all this red and all these people around, I'm still not seeing the tailgate.
Todd Spidell, former body shop owner, terrible driver.
We're getting close. Now, did you know with 3 locations in Lincoln and hundreds of years of combined technician experience, we can get Husker fans back on the road even quicker and safer after their tailgate mishaps? Oh, Todd, turn left right here.
Left or right?
Left, right here.
Right?
Well, you wait for the tow truck. I'm getting a hot dog.
Well, I guess while I'm waiting. All right! Most recommended! Eustace Body Shop!
Woohoo! Dude, you should be on American Idol.
You really think so?
No.
Accidents happen, even to Husker fans. If it happens to you, call Eustace Body Shop, where our customers send their friends.
The most recommended Eustace Body Shop. That's who we are.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports is quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
93.7 The Ticket, Fox, KFXL weather. Brought to you by Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Your Lincoln forecast for today, we'll see a chance of showers throughout the day with patchy fog possible. Otherwise, probably sunny and a high around 54. Tonight, partly cloudy skies with a low around 36. And tomorrow, we'll see mostly cloudy skies and white winds with the high around 55. I'm meteorologist Kyle Fleck from 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henrys at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555.
Hi, this is Investigator Joe Villamonte with the Lincoln Police Union, asking you to vote for Carolyn Bosin for legislator. As a prosecutor, Carolyn Bosin has always supported law enforcement to keep our community safe. Carolyn Bosin has the experience we need. Carolyn Bosin is the only choice for legislator to keep our community safe. Join the law enforcement community in voting to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bosin on November 5th.
Paid for by Bosin for Legislature.
This is On the Block with Strick and Austin. Nebraska Basketball Hall of Famer and 9-year NBA vet, Eric Strickland.
Strickland for three! And you're going to go out of here as the Big 8 tournament champion.
Middle school basketball coaching legend and Duke basketball shooting coach in his mind, Austin Orman. Coming at you live from the heart of Lincoln, America. On air and online at theticketfm.com. Presented by NEBCO. This is On the Block with Strick and Austin.
We're back, hour 2 of On the Block, brought to you by NEBCO. Check them out at nebcoinc.com if you're looking to start your new career today. They're hiring for their constructors brand as well as ready mixed drivers. And hey, how about this? CDL drivers, you can get your training and license paid for if you work with NEBCO. Plus a $2,500 hiring bonus, great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and much more. Again, nebcoinc.com, constructorslincoln.com, or readymixedconcrete.com to learn more. Strick, Austin, Ellie with you for another hour here on the block before Fun Tuesday. After this, we got Takedown Tuesdays and then Teammates Timeout, 4 to 5 and 4 to 6. Stricky, had a lot of Nebraska to talk about. I know you and Nick did yesterday, but there's a lot else going on in college football as well. We'll just run down the top 25, and I think we do that because, of course, tonight we get the unveiling of the first college football playoff rankings, 12-team edition going on this evening. Number one team in the land pretty much looked the part, Strick. Maybe not a perfect performance for Oregon, but they handle their trip to the Big House just fine. They lead at 28-10 at halftime in cruise control in the second half. They win at 38-17. Is there an argument for anyone besides Oregon at number one when the first rankings drop tonight?
No, I don't think so. I mean, they've done it with the two best Big Ten teams over the last decade,
right,
or more, right. Obviously, that little shortfall that when Harbaugh was on the hot seat, but you know they've been pretty much the dominant team, and they've done it against both of them, very close, and then a dominant performance. So at this point, I can't say that I see anybody else leapfrogging them.
This would tell you, or at least seem to imply, that Oregon would be the favorite to win the national title, at least at this point right now. Does Oregon have the feel of a national title favorite to you? They're 9-0 right now. They've beat Ohio State. They've beat Michigan, handled some other tests in between. But I don't know about you, Stricky. You respect Oregon. You know that they're a good team. But Oregon kind of has that Penn State to it, where until they actually break through, I have a hard time taking Oregon seriously as the number one threat to win the national championship, especially in the first 12-team playoff.
I mean, it's okay to have that feeling, and that's cool. I get it, but that doesn't mean it doesn't take away from what they've done thus far.
sure.
It doesn't take them away from the position that they've ascended to in the work that they've put in. So I agree. I mean, I think, we've consistently seen Oregon as a team very much like Penn State that gets there, finds their way against them, and end up coming up short. They always come in with a lot of speed, very finesse, a lot of trickery. And I think they've tried to prepare themselves for where they were going. And I thought at this point, they've done a really good job. I thought it was wise to go and get like a Dylan Gabriel who kind of understands by playing in, the style that Oregon plays is very much like Oklahoma.
Sure.
In a lot of ways. But still has a Midwestern gritty feel about him. And he's solid as a rock. He's good with both his feet and a solid arm. And I think they did a good job of doing that. And then they've worked on the defense. That's the area that I think was very deficient for them. Always knew they could score, but their defense was very porous. And so now I think they're getting a good taste of what Big Ten football is like. And they're aware of what they need to do. I think they're on a mission. I think they're looking at this as a tremendous opportunity to, do something that, no Oregon team has been able to do.
Oregon holds Michigan to 105 rushing yards on 28 carries. That's less than 4 yards per carry. Long of 26 came from backup quarterbacks Alex Orji. But Strick, that's why it was so important for Oregon, I think, to hold that lead going into halftime, right? They didn't let that Michigan ground game get going because we've seen some of those ground games beat Oregon up in the past, right? You mentioned that they're getting tougher, they're getting stronger along the lines, but still, Michigan still has that DNA of being able to run the ball. They weren't able to do it against Oregon, and that's a huge feather in the cap for the Ducks. Number 2, Georgia, Strick, struggles a little bit with Florida, down 13-6 at half. Were the Bulldogs to the Gators, but 14 points in both the third and the fourth quarters. Georgia does win it by 2 touchdowns, 34-20. But man, Strick, like we said last week, unless it's against elite competition, just kind of feels like Georgia's coasting.
It does. It does. It doesn't feel like there's a sense of urgency. They're just kind of, it doesn't look like Georgia Bulldog teams of old. Let me just say that. Very, very dominant, just very walk on the field and walk all over you. And look, they're a team that's had a lot of issues in their internally. Yeah. Just a lot of internal issues in their locker room. And I don't care what anybody says. I mean, when you have problems like that, that can throw a little wrinkles into your flow because there's a culture. Because if you don't handle it right as a coach, it begins to create these little situations, and people start to feel, and they start to test, and how far what can we do? Oh, they let that go. You know what I mean? If it just depends on really how they handle it. And right now, it just seems like it's not as much discipline that you used to seeing out of a Bulldog team. It's not as much, just dominance. It's very prima donna-ish. You know what I mean?
Who's your number 2 tonight? Is it Georgia? Is it Ohio State after the Buckeyes beat Penn State?
That's a great point. I'm going to actually have to say, because of the struggle that they had against Florida. Florida's a bad team right now. They really are. I'm going to say Ohio State.
I think it should be Ohio State.
Yeah.
But Strick, you think about what networks all the big games are played on.
Yeah.
I know the committee, should take that into a little bit. I think Ohio State, resume wise, right, their loss right now is to the number 1 team. Yes, Georgia lost to Alabama. Alabama's not ranked higher than Oregon this year. And it was on the road, and it was by 1 point. So I think Ohio State should be number 2. I would be very surprised if the committee gives them number 2. I still think they're going to give the benefit of the doubt to Georgia. Maybe it has something to do with, SEC, ESPN, whatever you want to call it. I don't want to go full conspiracy, but I just think the committee is going to give Georgia the nod, even if I disagree.
And Big Ten.
Back-to-back Big Ten up there.
Yeah, they're going to. They'll start giving you the gas face when
Mm-hmm.
you look at that. That's possible that it's still too early for that to happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to take them to have a hiccup or a really close loss to like somebody that's not really on the level.
Mm-hmm.
And then Ohio State just keeps trudging along.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think Ohio State loses another game. I think there's a trap game out there for them.
They still got Indiana and Michigan on the schedule.
That's the one that I think if they don't come to play, Indiana will mess around and jump in the top 4.
Hey, good track meet with you. Mm-hmm.
They'll jump up into the top 4, and they're not going to back down. Signetti's really got those guys.
Mm-hmm.
They ain't scared of anybody.
Nor should they be right now.
Yeah.
Miami at number 4.
I still think Michigan's a trap game for Ohio State.
Oh, that can't be a trap game.
No, you're right. I think that's what I'm saying. If they get by Indiana, they roll. They should roll. They should roll. Yeah. And then those 2 games are at home too.
Mm-hmm.
They should roll.
Right. You moving Miami up to number 4?
I like it.
Okay. They're down 28-17 to Duke and rip off a 36-3 run to not just win but cover. From down 11 to up 22 in the span of like 20 minutes.
Yeah.
Man, collapsed by my
for
Devils. I was so close. Stricky, I was so close to calling my shot. I said, watch out.
You did say watch out. But Cam Ward he's legit.
That dude.
He's legit. If he's not, I actually think he could surpass Shador as the top quarterback potentially. Because he's listen, Shador's phenomenal, and I love his act, but Cam's got that thing too about him. But he's a winner too. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah,
he just has a winning, it's just an absolute winning mentality. I also would say that I think Cam's a leader. Like I think Shador's a good quarterback. Maybe this year taught him something more because he didn't seem to be that type of a leader to me early on, especially in the early parts of the season. But I think Cam is. I think Cam, when they sees him in the situation, you can tell there's a difference between Cam and Dylan.
Sure.
Right? Just being down to him is like, it doesn't matter. I got this.
Yeah.
And he goes and rattles off, throwing dimes.
Yeah.
Getting the first down, running when he needs to.
Well, and he's got everything on his plate.
Yeah, man. So he's different. So we'll see. We'll see how that pans out. But I like them right now. There really isn't anybody I think that should test them the rest of the way unless they just slip up and trick it off themselves. They'll definitely be in the playoff. It's just a matter of how high.
Who's ranked higher tonight, Tricky? Penn State or Tennessee?
I think they're going to give the benefit to Penn State, and not a bad game. They lost. Yes, it's at home, but who you were playing, okay, you can say that. You look at Tennessee though. On the other hand, you like what they have, you like what they've done, you like some of the wins that they played. Because here's the thing. A 25-15 win against Oklahoma doesn't look very good right now.
Top 15 at the time, but right now it's looking worse.
Doesn't look good.
But you can counter that with Penn State, their win against Illinois, looking worse and worse as Minnesota wins its 4th straight game, knocking off Illinois, who's going to fall out of the top 25.
Yeah, okay. But I do think, they probably will get credit for that game being in Oklahoma too. So, but NC State doesn't look great for them as well. They lose to Alabama.
They beat Bama.
They beat Bama. I'm sorry. They beat Bama. So that's going to give them a lot of credit.
Lost to Arkansas.
That's the one I think that's going to hurt them. Like, Arkansas is not very good, but okay, they lost a close game. But what's going to say a lot of it, and I think they'll hover right where they are until they face Georgia in 2 weeks. You know what I mean?
Sure.
I think they'll give credit to Tennessee. I think they'll give credit to Penn State. I think they'll give credit to Penn State for taking the L against an Ohio State team that's storied
really
to be
good.
The best.
Probably number 2 in the country right now.
The best in the country. And coming into the season, they felt that way too.
Penn State has the quote-unquote better loss. So I guess Tennessee would have the worst loss, but Tennessee also has the better win, right? I think the win over Alabama means a lot more than the win over Illinois. But how much water does Tennessee take on by only putting up 14 points on the road against an Arkansas team that just gave up 63 to Ole Miss. 63-31. The Rebs take down the Hogs. That's going to be interesting to watch. Is there any shot at all that on a bye week, Texas moves ahead of Miami?
No.
In the top 4.
No, not at this point. I think Miami has just come to a place where they've proven that they can win. Losses that probably should have been losses for most people, they won.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter how. They're showing just great resilience, man, and so I think that means something to those who are making decisions here. I don't think by way of a bye week they get leapfrog. Now, I think it's going to take another close win or something for that to happen. But I think they did what they had to, running off what they did. 36-3. Yeah, that's going to tell you a lot.
We had a lot of upsets in that top 10 range as well. You had South Carolina dominating A&M in the second half. It was 20 all at halftime, 24 unanswered in the second half for South Carolina. I don't know if upsetting Texas A&M deserves a field storm, though, Stricky.
No.
I don't know.
I don't think so.
It's a little borderline. Texas Tech goes on the road and takes down Iowa State 23-22. Louisville goes on the road and takes down Clemson by double digits. It was 33-21. Indiana finally trails for the first time. It's 10-0 after 1. And then the Hoosiers turn on the Jets 47-10. Houston hosts Kansas State and takes down the Wildcats 24-19. But how about this, Stricky? Right now, your ACC championship with the loss by Clemson and SMU beating Pitt. You get the Canes in the Stangs right now in the 1980s, who actually should have gotten the death penalty bowl.
Who comes out on top? So here's the thing. I think when do they? So let me check SMU.
I don't think they do. They shouldn't play in the regular season.
So that's a great. So SMU.
They got Boston College, Virginia. And
that's
Cal.
a trap game. But you're at home, so that's a Boston College is capable. Cal, I don't think getting them at home. I think Virginia's down. I think if they win out, that'll probably put them in the top 10. If you just perform well and don't beat the brakes or even upset them.
Yeah.
SMU's got a chance, bro.
Hey, those donors, those boosters are feeling really good about their decision right now.
Right? They've got a chance.
Yeah.
A legit chance. Because their schedule is not going to blow you away. I mean, if you're a coaching staff, I mean, you've got to do whatever you can to keep that team laser focused for the next 3 weeks. I'm talking about everything's got to be precision, extreme discipline for if you're getting lax. And, you got to understand what's at stake right now.
Yeah.
Because if you're able to get to this ACC championship game and perform, you could probably sneak in there.
Oh, for sure.
Because they're gonna. Yeah. I think if they win out, they're gonna be in the top. They'll be in the top 10. Like I'm saying, like 9 range. I think where they're sitting right now. Now those games aren't going to be great, but I think they'll get deference from the fact that they're 7-1 in some of the wins that they've gotten. So I don't know, man. They're sneaky. That's a sneaky squad to keep an eye on. I'm actually impressed with them. What they've been able to do down there at SMU. Over these last year. And great move. They took a loss in the money department for the time being. How many was it? 10 years or 5 years?
I think 7 years.
Yeah. Shoot, just let us in.
Yeah. We'll bankroll ourselves. We're good. We're chilling.
What do you do when you go to a fraternity or whatever it's called, rush or something like that?
Yeah.
Let us rush. We don't need your cake. We don't need your money. Let us rush. And I think that it's paying off for them right now.
Even Pitt, though, I mean, 7-1, 3-1 in the conference. Their at-large hopes are probably out the window because I think that you're going to get the deference to the Big Ten and to the SEC. Doesn't mean Pitt's not still having a really good year. 7-1, ranked in the top 20. It was a coin flip game, going on the road down to the Dallas-Fort Worth Metroplex. So, hey, Pony Express rumbling right along.
The team that's sick is Clemson.
Oh my gosh,
they're
Ricky.
Sick. They're sick.
It was all in their lap.
All in their lap. Sick.
And they got run over, around, and through by Louisville.
Another sneaky thing that could happen is freaking Army.
Stricky.
If Army is able to beat Notre Dame and go in and beat Navy, they're in.
Man, Stricky.
They're in. Notre Dame's the key, though.
Well, don't forget that Army Navy game, Stricky, is the week after. If Army and Navy keep winning out, they would have to play for the conference championship before they play each other in the regular season.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
No.
Because right now, the standings in the American, Army is 6-0. Tulane right now has a 1-game lead over Navy at 5-0. Let me pull up Tulane's
would you
schedule
say they
here.
have a sneaky good defense? Like something about, I mean.
Tulane's got Temple before going to Navy. Navy needs that one for head-to-head. And then they host Memphis. Ooh. Oh, man. You give the edge to Tulane right now, but Memphis in at 3-2 in conference.
Wow.
That's a race, Stricky. That's a race, Stricky.
But just think about how crazy this is set up for, like, the American.
Yeah.
That's good for them. I think it's good for their conference all the way across the board to have that many teams just doing that well throughout the season. Shout out to them.
Eric says huge pause, Strick. What did you even say?
I don't know. What did I say?
I missed that one.
I missed it too.
Eric Hill's on the text line.
Even Ellie didn't catch it.
Ellie's asleep at the wheel over there. So come on, Ellie, get with it. Come on.
No.
You're too chill.
I'm listening. Just sitting here listening.
Bad posture, though. Thank you for sitting up.
We know that. I need to get a posture corrector.
We'll correct Ellie's posture. We'll be back with an NFL trade deadline recap and a look around at some of the interesting games when we get back to On the Block.
Hi, this is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. As a state senator, wife, and mom, I believe Nebraska is a great place to work and raise a family. My husband Reggie and I are local family business owners and proud to be involved in our community. Property tax relief is important to every family. Last year, I voted for the largest property tax relief package in Nebraska history, and I will continue to advocate for property tax relief. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.
When you need a new water heater, nothing beats the ProLine family of water heaters from A.O. Smith. ProLine models are built using commercial-grade components, meaning they're built to help you tackle your toughest days. No matter if you need a gas or electric model, A.O. Smith has a ProLine unit for you. A.O. Smith, innovation has a name. Call John Henry's at 402-435-5555 for a great deal on a water heater today. Again, that's 402-435-5555. If you're a homeowner or a business owner, you have a lot of projects, and no one has an unlimited budget or time. Sunbelt Rentals makes all jobs less stressful with no need to purchase large equipment or hire a crew. You can do it yourself with rentals and everything from aerators and power rakes for spring yard work to stump grinders, concrete mixers, tile saws, and more. Check out their inventory in Lincoln, north of Cornhusker Highway on 56th Street, or online at sunbeltrentals.com.
Garage doors can be expensive. Are you keeping yours in the best condition possible? This is Cameron Hall with Doors Plus. Doors Plus is a locally owned business that prides itself on the fast, reliable, and friendly service. Doors Plus offers flexible scheduling so you can book an appointment that fits your busy day. My team and I will come out to your property, both commercial and residential, and provide you with the necessary information you need to make sure your garage door is in working and smooth condition. Give Doors Plus a call today at 402-590-5800 to book an appointment and learn more about our preventative maintenance plans. Doors Plus, garage doors, and more.
Are you worried about storm damage causing issues with your basement? F Foundation Repair fixes basements with supreme waterproofing and exact concrete leveling for residential or commercial clients. They service wet basements, leaky walls, damp crawl spaces, bowing or cracked bricks or drywall, and more. Whether you're in southeast Nebraska, the Tri-Cities area, or northeast Kansas, they'll easily make the trip to you. Get a free evaluation today by visiting wefixbasements.com or call 402-804-1024. F Foundation Repair. We fix basements.
Shopping for new flooring is different today. Getting your questions answered, making the right selection, getting the best value, and installed quickly and professionally. Visit ostreetcarpet.com or shop our store. We'll answer all your questions and help you make the right choice. You'll be enjoying your new floor in just days for less than you'd pay elsewhere. Carpet, vinyl, wood, laminate, tile, and area rugs. We've got it all.
O Street Carpet.
1732 O Street. Family owned and operated. Always the best value.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Big box stores are tempting for buying equipment for your high schooler in sports or for yourself in your sports leisures. But buying new is awfully expensive. Why not go somewhere with new and used options? Play It Again Sports has quality, slightly to gently used equipment, and 50% of their inventory is actually new equipment. And it's more than baseball, softball, and golf. They also have equipment for disc golf, fitness, hockey, and more. Plus, they're always buying products. Bring your gear you're done with and get trade money on the spot. Play It Again Sports at 48th and Vine.
What a day. I could sure use an afternoon pick-me-up. Hold up. The new 93.7 The Ticket location has a milk, coffee, and tea inside? Oh, yeah. This is a game changer.
Need an afternoon pick-me-up? How about a coffee or smoothie on your way to work? Stop by the Ticket Mill location on 1040 O Street to get your go-to drink or try out our new game day drinks exclusive to the Ticket Mill location. We know it'll make your day a million times better.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Is your heating system ready for cooler weather? Call Bryant to schedule your fall heating check. No matter what brand, call 467-1111. Bryant Air Conditioning, Heating, Electrical, and Plumbing.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay, playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend. Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
This is On the Block, diving into a little bit of NFL news here. Husker starts us off. Steelers got what we needed. Mike Williams for wide receiver 2 and Preston Smith. All that just to send away a 5th and a 7th round pick is huge. Yeah, not a bad trade deadline for the Steelers, Strick, who currently lead the AFC North. They're a half game up on Baltimore right now. I can't say I saw this coming. Again, all the respect in the world for Mike Tomlin. I didn't see their quarterback situation working out the way it has, right, with Justin Fields playing as well as he did, and then Russell Wilson. I'm less sold on the Mike Williams edition, right? He's going to get hurt at some point, so I wouldn't celebrate that one too much.
Seems to have been the case for the last 4 years.
Oh, at least, yeah.
Jeez.
But adding more help to that defense never hurts. I kind of like Pittsburgh's chances to hold on in the AFC North about halfway through the year right now.
Yeah, and didn't have to give away a lot for it as well. So, getting Preston Smith is definitely a good addition for them. We already know what's on the other side in Watt.
Mm-hmm.
And you get someone like him who, and when he was with Green Bay, had eight plus sacks in 4 of his 6 seasons. So that's a solid edge addition. I think if you take the pressure off of him with him being on the other side of what you got over there, you might find pay dirt there. You might find a good match. And so we'll see how that works out. But I'm high on Pittsburgh right now, just for what they're doing. High on them. Running games working.
So well.
Play action games working. Looking like old Russell Wilson's back and is enjoying himself again. So yeah.
And that's no slight to Baltimore. That is no slight to Baltimore, who's still really darn good. But Pittsburgh's kind of surprising people. So I wouldn't put money on Pittsburgh hanging on, but I like their chances at least to make it a race all the way down to the wire. Husker news, Khalil Davis will be going from Houston to San Francisco. A little interior DL depth for the 49ers, all for the price of a 2026 7th rounder. Also only took a 2026 7th rounder to get Tre'Davious White to Baltimore from the Los Angeles Rams. Kind of like that. You can always use more secondary help, especially Strick for the Ravens in the AFC, right?
Where did Davis come from, though?
Right down the block, Stricky. Right down the block.
He's one of ours. I'm rooting for that one.
Yeah. If you're Baltimore, Strick, I kind of like the move to get an under-the-radar ad, right? Another defensive back for that backfield, all for the price of a 7th rounder.
And
because
who are we talking about?
Baltimore Ravens getting Tre'Davious White.
Mm-hmm.
Pittsburgh's throwing it better. You got Cincy coming up this weekend. We know they can sling it around a little bit. And your 2 biggest competitors in the AFC have, 2 of the 3 best quarterbacks in the AFC, if not the entire NFL, in the Chiefs and the Bills. Does he move the needle? Not necessarily, but I think it's certainly a floor-raising addition, and good on Baltimore for just making those margin moves.
And they are. They're being smart about it because, although he signed for a $4.25 million deal early in the season, right now he's only due still 1.25. And so it fits the salary cap for them.
Mm-hmm.
You're going to get depth in another person that's a solid veteran at the position. Didn't really have to do too much outside of that as well. It's just a 7th round pick. And so for me, the money works, the situation works because the Ravens are very cash strapped right now.
Mm-hmm.
So I think that's a solid move, doing something to add, a necessary piece into that defensive side of the ball.
Maybe the most cash-strapped team in the NFL is the New Orleans Saints. They're in trouble. They just fired head coach Dennis Allen. Wasn't able to right that ship. After the hot 2-0 start the Saints got off to, they'd fallen back to the pack and even a little bit further beyond that. They get a little bit of cap relief for the future. They trade Marshawn Lattimore away to the Washington Commanders alongside a 2025 5th rounder. They get back a 3rd, 4th, and 6th rounder in the 2025 NFL draft. Good for Washington, Strick, but what a turn of events, right? Just a couple years ago, or was it last year, that Washington ships out Montez Sweat and Chase Young, the guys that were leading them in sacks, to tank to get a better draft pick. And here they are, not long after, being buyers at the trade deadline for one of the best available cornerbacks. 3 draft picks is a pretty steep price to give up for it. But what a change of events for Washington, hitting on the quarterback and playing the way they are. I like that they're going in on it.
I think it's a move based on their expectations were low.
Mm-hmm.
Because they expected to just kind of work Jaden Daniels in. And then all of a sudden you find yourself at 7-2 and looking good at it.
Yeah.
With Cowboys down, Giants suck.
Right.
Eagles are shaky.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So you're looking at yourself and you're saying, where can we put something in place here?
Right.
So that it's sustainable for us.
Mm-hmm.
And so I think they were looking at, like areas, weaknesses, chinks in the armor, and finding something that they can plug, that they can feel really good about, because he's been solid throughout his career. Marshawn Lattimore has been solid. He hasn't, and it gives them some team options.
Yeah.
That they're able to work from. So I kudos to them. I mean, because you felt like they're a team that were like the old Cleveland Browns at one time, where they were just really trying to give up everything.
Stinky.
You know what I mean? And now they making moves, and it's a good one. I like it.
Also in the NFC East, Stricky, what is Dallas doing?
I have no.
They give up more and get back less for Jonathan Mingo than the Baltimore Ravens did for Deontay Johnson. Deontay Johnson's a better player, probably a better fit for Baltimore than Jonathan Mingo is for Dallas. They get less value, and they give up more than Baltimore did. What is Jerry doing?
In some form, I think he's trying to mitigate the pressure, because everybody's obviously talking, questioning what you did, what you should have did, what you didn't do. We can't keep, talking about the past. You ain't did nothing in 20 years. You win and then you lose in the first round. Like, people are really starting to talk. And so for me, I look at this situation as if they saw CeeDee Lamb kind of tweak shoulder in week 9. And they're looking at it from a standpoint of we're falling off, but our other guys are really bad. Like, they're guys
aren't falling off, but have fallen.
Yeah,
off.
we can't rely on them. So let's go get something to plug in here in this space in case we lose CeeDee Lamb, and at least there's a workable option, because what these other guys are giving to us is not it.
No,
you know what I mean? I think that's probably why they made the move. And I think he's really just trying to hold on, because I think if the Cowboys had a real bad season, like
they're 3-5 right now.
Like, I'm saying 3-4 games under 500. They're going to be calling for heads.
Your boy's gone. Fire.
Your the head coaches, all
McCarthy.
the staff, head coaches, all the staff. They can't get rid of Dak now. You messed yourself up on that
60
one.
stacks.
60. So, yeah, they're stuck with Dak. Dak is your man. If you're a Cowboy fan, Dak is your man.
Congratulations.
You won the Dak lottery.
Bengals trade for Khalil Herbert from the Bears. Lions add some edge rushing help in Zadarius Smith. They give up 2 picks to the Browns to get him. Cardinals trade for Baron Browning from Denver. Vikings get Cam Robinson. What else you got, Stricky?
Lions.
Legit. Real.
For real.
That's not
That's
even
an
Chihuahua.
That's not. Yeah,
that's a
right.
roar. That's a roar.
Before you even add Zadarius Smith. Legit.
Yeah.
All right.
Let's take a break here, because, Stricky, we know your love of movies, right? You're a cinephile. You like watching some stuff on the silver screen. There was a national host that compared the Kansas City Chiefs to a movie franchise. I was at that game yesterday. I want to see if you can guess the movie franchise and if you would have made the same decision that Todd Bowles did at the end of that game. Strick, Austin, Ellie, one more segment of On the Block in just a sec.
Across Nebraska, voters will have the chance to end the current government abortion ban. The government shouldn't be making decisions for families' health care, but right now they are. Ending the ban takes 2 votes. A vote against 434, the first initiative, and then a vote for 439, the last initiative. It's only this combination that will finally get the government out of the personal medical decisions of Nebraska families. Voting against 434 and for 439 ensures that when there's a medical emergency, it's Nebraska families who decide what to do, not the government. This vote against 434 and for 439 makes it so our Nebraska doctors can treat every patient. The government put this ban in place, stripping Nebraska families of their freedom, but you can end it with 2 votes. The first against 434, and then vote for 439. Paid for by Protect Our Rights.
NIPCO is hiring CDL drivers for Ready Mixed Concrete, Husker Concrete, and Beatrice Concrete. Nebco offers great pay, medical and retirement benefits, paid time off, and they pay for CDL training. Apply today and start your new career with a $2,500 hiring bonus. From Nebco's beginning in 1908, it's the employees that have formed the company's solid foundation. Start your career today. Visit nebcoinc.com. That's NEBCOINC.com.
This week's 93.7 The Ticket Athlete of the Week is Jet Tamala of Millard South High School. Tamala completed 29 passes on 37 attempts for 379 passing yards, 4 touchdowns, and 0 interceptions. Tamala also ran for 51 yards on 6 carries and added another touchdown. Millard South dominated Papillion La Vista South 56-19 in round 1 of the playoffs and hosts number 10 Millard North this Friday night. The Ticket's Athlete of the Week is powered by 3 Pillars Performance. Unlock your peak performance with the expert instruction at 3 Pillars Performance in Lincoln and online at 3pillarsperformance.com.
Tune in to 93.7 The Ticket as soon as the clock hits 0 for the Jay Foreman postgame show. Listen to expert analysis from the Husker Hall of Famer, an 8-year NFL veteran, for 90 minutes after the game. The Jay Foreman postgame show, sponsored by Anderson Ford, Tanner's Bar and Grill, Tavern 180, Elway Power Sports of Lincoln, Vinnie Kreekak of State Farm Insurance, and Action Plumbing, Heating, AC, and Electrical on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
If you're a veteran, our nation has created a wide range of benefits to thank you for your service, but it can be difficult to navigate the process of determining eligibility, filing claims, appealing decisions, and securing the benefits you've earned. Speak to your county veteran service officer or the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs State Service Office to see what's available to you and your family. These services are 100% free, so visit veterans.nebraska.gov today. Sponsored by the Nebraska Department of Veterans Affairs, aired with the Nebraska Broadcasters Association and this station.
Fall is officially here, and Brown Shoe Fit has just the right style and comfort your feet deserve. Stop in and see a wide selection of all your favorite brands, including Brooks, Hoka, Echo, Keen, and many more. At Brown Shoe Fit, they'll take the time to measure your feet to ensure a proper fit. They also have the largest selection of Uggs and Hokas in Lincoln. Brown Shoe Fit, 6060 Q in Lincoln. Come enjoy a show of the Midwest's best boxers on Saturday, November 9th with Vertex at the Complex, the former location of Champions Fun Center. Fights are scheduled throughout the night, and if you haven't been before, now's the perfect time to go with Nebraska football on a bye week. Doors open at 6 p.m. with first bout at 7 p.m. Learn more about the boxers and buy tickets at thecomplexlincoln.com. Load up on meat and more this fall at the Mercado by Certified Piedmontese at 84th and Havelock. This week's special through November 12th is $2 off all crackers, $2 off on grind, $3 off on salami, and buy one, get one free on stew beef. Limit of 2. Locations at 84th and Havelock, 30th and Yankee Hill, and now 85th and Highway 2 in Lincoln, or 168th and Maple in Omaha. Get to the Mercado today for the best meat in town.
Before you start blowing and raking leaves this season, make sure you know where they go. Yard waste is not garbage, especially in Lincoln, where it's converted into earth fuel compost. All grass clippings and leaves must be separated from household trash from April 1st until November 30th each year. It's the law. Yard waste belongs in a paper lawn bag, or you may request a bin from your trash hauler who will pick it up for a small fee. Remember, no trash or branches are allowed in yard waste. Get the details at lincoln.ne.gov/recycle.
Alexa, play 93.7 The Ticket.
Okay. Playing 93.7 The Ticket.
Alexa, turn down the lights.
Dimming the lights.
Alexa, order a pizza. The big one. All the toppings.
Are you sure that's a good idea?
Alexa.
That's a lot of pizza for just one man.
Alexa, just do it. Stop judging me, just do it.
As you wish.
Thanks, Alexa. You're my best friend.
Now that Halloween is over and you're gearing up for Christmas, it's time to head to Tailored Life in Bennett to get ready with local shopping. Make the short drive down Highway 2 for tons of items for your home for both indoors and outdoors. Check out their variety of Christmas trees in all different colors. Plus, many other fall and winter holiday items and landscape lighting to enhance the outside of your home. Don't forget their home goods for indoors, plus convenient drinks and snacks, most of which are produced locally. Visit Tailored Life today in Bennett and stay tuned to their Facebook page at Tailored Life 360 for food truck events coming up.
You have a big investment in your farming operation. Let Landmark Implement help you get the most out of your equipment by investing in pre-season service inspections. Let our John Deere trained and certified technicians provide you with a complete list of repairs that will help your equipment perform better and deliver maximum performance. At Landmark, buy 3 equipment service inspections and get the 4th free. Contact your local Landmark service manager for details and experience the Landmark difference.
Ever wish you had another light switch on the other side of the room on a dark night? How much better would you sleep at night if you had a ceiling fan in your room? The High Electric Service Department is here to make your electrical what-ifs a reality. Whether you're looking to replace some outdated light fixtures or brighten up your counters with under-cabinet lighting, High Electric can handle all types of residential electrical installations and services. Give Erica a call at 402-466-6606 or visit high-electric.com to get started.
Now back to On the Block with Strick and Austin on 93.7 The Ticket and theticketfm.com.
We're wrapping up On the Block before fun afternoon and evening here on 93.7 The Ticket. Austin, Strick, Ellie with you here for one more segment. Stricky, what's the last movie you watched? The last favorite movie you watched? Where were you out of the movies recently?
Man, I've seen quite a few, but I'm trying to think of one that really interested me. Dang it. I watched so many. That's my issue.
Well, how about this? Well, you think about it.
Let me go ahead.
Okay. Well, we know on this show,
list.
every week we like to have you pick a movie that you want the Nebraska football game to look like. I'm just going to say it didn't look like it against UCLA at all. Was not San Andreas was the one that I chose. But Stricky, Colin Cowherd said the Kansas City Chiefs are like a particular movie franchise. The Chiefs are this main character who is resourceful, who is hunted by everyone, is impossible to track down, but even when you do, you can't get your hands on him. Who do you think Colin Cowherd compared the Kansas City Chiefs to?
And just run it by me one more time.
Okay, resourceful. Everyone gunning for him. Very high level in this person's field. Very hard to track, very hard to find. But even when you do find them, you can't get your hands on them. They always escape.
Matt Damon played, what's the name of that movie, though? Help me, Sutter Heyman text line.
You're on the right track. You know it.
Matt Damon played, it was 3 of them. What's his name?
Eric, it is not the Fast franchise.
No.
Good try, though.
Oh, man.
Spy.
Bourne Identity.
Jason Bourne.
Yeah, Jason Bourne.
That's what Colin Cowherd compared the Kansas City Chiefs to. You buying? You rolling?
I know. You know what? Yeah. It does seem like it's like they're there. You know what they're going to do. You know what they're going to try to. You found them, but you just cannot get a hold of them.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. Good one.
Chiefs up 24-17 last night. Bucks get the ball back with just around a minute to go. They drive the length of the field. They score a touchdown. Trey Palmer was 1.5 yards away from scoring the game-tying touchdown.
Wow.
But Stricky, when the Bucks do score with like 30 seconds left on the clock, 27 seconds, I think, the Bucks decide to kick the extra point and tie the game, play for overtime, instead of deciding it there in regulation. You like the decision, you dislike the decision.
Yeah, I would have to say that may not have been a good one, because you've seen it all throughout the years, how whenever you allow him that extra time or an opportunity, he always comes back to bite you in the bum.
Mm-hmm.
And that is a pause without a pause. It really isn't really a big pause. But he normally comes back to bite you. And you're on the road.
Mm-hmm. Against the last undefeated in the league.
I would much rather go for it. I mean, I wouldn't want to rely on a coin flip because to me, how crazy what you just said and then being the Bourne Identity and all of that, to me, it could be a two-way coin. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
Double heads, double tails.
Heads. Yeah, so,
Hey, Mayfield did call tails at the start of the game, and it was heads. So either it was a two-sided coin or they switched out coins at halftime. Who's to say? But here's my thing with it, Strick. ESPN's numbers said the win percentage or win probability for the Bucs, if they kicked the extra point, was 42.8%. If they went for two, 41.2%. Watching that game in the stadium, I was surprised the Bucs didn't go for it because coaches are such control freaks. They love having their hands on every aspect, every element of the game until they can cop out of it by saying, nope, Todd Bowles said barely even gave it a thought, wanted to play for overtime, trusted the defense. I don't get it. Coaches are so hands-on until they don't want to be. Then they're like, nope, we'll leave it up to chance. We'll leave it up to the coin flip. Sure, maybe you lose in regulation, but at least you had control of the outcome. All Tampa Bay's offense could sit and do was sit and watch.
Just sit
with
there.
a gassed defense getting gashed. So I didn't get it.
And as we go, take that.
Dang. Is that how we have to end the show? That's how we have to end the show. He's Strick. I'm Austin. Ellie's been on the board. Don't go anywhere. I see DP, and I see Husker Wrestling head coach Mark Manning right behind me. Takedown Tuesdays. Next.
This is State Senator Carolyn Bozin. Public safety is important in our community. I have a proven record of protecting public safety. I have prosecuted perpetrators of domestic violence, advocated for the rights of child abuse victims, held sexual predators accountable, and fought to keep drug traffickers off our streets. This is Senator Carolyn Bozin, and I will continue to fight to keep our community safe. Vote Carolyn Bozin on November 5th. Paid for by Bozin for Legislature.
Are you ready for a new opportunity? Check out Sandhills Global. Join a dynamic team where your skills are valued and your career can soar. We offer full-time positions with a 4.5-day work week, competitive pay, excellent benefits, and a positive work environment. From IT and marketing to sales and finance, we're looking for talented individuals just like you. Apply today at sandhills.jobs and take the first step towards an exciting future. That's sandhills.jobs. Don't wait, apply now.